Spiritual awakening is like opening a door to a world that has always been there, yet you were never fully aware of. At first, it can feel like a whirlwind of revelations and sensations, as if the pieces of an invisible puzzle are finally coming together. However, many are mistaken in believing that this moment is the ultimate destination. In truth, the spiritual journey isn't about reaching a final goal, it's a continuous invitation to walk an endless path, where each step unveils deeper layers of your inner self. Like a river that never stops flowing, this process requires us to become navigators of the deep waters within our own consciousness. Many perceive awakening as reaching the top of the mountain, but in reality, it's just the moment when you realize there's still a whole climb ahead. The goal isn't to find light at the end of the tunnel, it's learning to see in the dark, embracing whatever arises along the winding path. This awakening stirs profound questions. Who are we, really? And what does it mean to live in alignment with this discovery? This is where the next step begins, not just seeking enlightenment, but embodying it in everyday life, making it a daily choice that turns awakening into a lifelong journey of becoming. What happens after awakening? Once the initial haze of spiritual awakening clears, an unexpected stillness sets in. The overwhelming sense of connection with everything and everyone begins to fade, giving way to a serene emptiness. Many feel lost during this stage, believing they've lost the spiritual connection they longed for, but this is merely a transition. The true transformation doesn't happen in the moment of epiphany, it unfolds quietly in the small, subtle changes that follow. It's as if the restless soul has finally found a place to rest, and that rest is essential for this new state of being to emerge. This phase may feel like a sudden fall after a high, but in reality, it marks the beginning of deep inner balance. Old external pursuits are replaced by a calm that reorganizes daily life around a new center. The routines that once felt meaningful might now seem trivial and empty, but this is where genuine spiritual practice takes root. It's here that you learn awakening isn't the end, it's the beginning. The tranquility that emerges, though disorienting at first, becomes the foundation where true spirituality quietly grows, without urgency or expectation. The meaning of stillness. The stillness that accompanies awakening isn't a sign of stagnation, but rather evidence that energy has found a new equilibrium. It shouldn't be confused with apathy or disconnection, it reflects a profound integration of the spiritual experiences you've undergone. Like the calm surface of a lake concealing powerful currents beneath, this serenity offers a chance to explore the subtleties of the soul without distractions. In this state, there's less need to seek external signs, as answers begin to emerge in moments of simple presence. This silence is, in fact, a language, the soul's purest form of expression. The external noise subsides, allowing you to perceive emotions and thoughts that once went unnoticed. The spiritual journey isn't always a spectacle of synchronicities or grand revelations. More often, it unfolds in the spaces between thoughts, in the quiet in-between moments. Embracing this stillness is like learning to hear the melody within the absence of sound. At this stage, the awakening deepens, and the practitioner discovers that true power lies not in external changes but in the ability to be at peace with what is. Physical and emotional adjustments. The body is the first to feel the impact of spiritual awakening, as if it's trying to align with a higher frequency. Unexpected changes begin to unfold, sleep patterns become erratic, appetite fluctuates, and even sensitivity to certain foods may increase. It's as if the body is learning to harmonize with this new vibration. During this process, it's common for repressed emotions to surface, requiring inner reflection and often prompting shifts in diet and habits to sustain this elevated state. At times, fatigue sets in, as if the body needs time to process the flow of spiritual energy now moving through it. This phase is similar to a butterfly emerging from its cocoon. Rest is just as essential as flight. It's an invitation to care for yourself with kindness, allowing the physical and emotional changes to unfold without resistance. The journey isn't linear. Every adjustment reveals new layers of growth, reminding us that spirituality isn't just a mental experience, it's a transformation that involves the body, mind, and soul. Connection and disconnection with others. As spiritual awakening deepens, relationships begin to shift, revealing who truly resonates with your new energy. Friends and family who once seemed aligned may now feel distant, as if conversations no longer hold the same depth. This disconnection can be painful, but it's necessary. It creates space for new connections to emerge, ones that are in tune with the essence you are now expressing. At its core, spirituality doesn't divide, it redefines connection, requiring that every relationship be authentic and grounded in truth. These moments of separation often bring a kind of solitude that can be mistaken for loneliness. However, this phase is preparation for deeper, more meaningful relationships where communication goes beyond words. It's as if your soul is recalibrating its connections to attract those walking a similar path. Some friendships may fade, but unexpected new ones will take their place. Through this cycle of endings and new beginnings, spirituality teaches that it's not the number of people around you that matters, it's the depth of the connection you share with each one. Shifts in life perception. When the signs and synchronicities that once seemed to guide every step begin to fade, a sense of disorientation may follow. It's like the stars that lit your path suddenly go dark, leaving you feeling as though something has been lost. But this absence is an invitation to turn inward and discover that true spiritual connection doesn't depend on external validation. The magic is still alive, but now it resides in the simplicity of the present moment, in the quiet space between thoughts. This is the phase where you learn to trust not what you see, but what you feel. With this shift in perception, the need to seek external answers fades, replaced by a deep sense of self-acceptance. It's as if life stops being a series of questions to solve and instead becomes a fluid dance of experiences. Spirituality is no longer found in the coincidences you encounter but in the way you live each day. This is the moment when you realize that the spiritual journey isn't about reaching a destination, it's about living in harmony with what already is. The sense of loss you feel is, in truth, the birth of a new way of seeing life, one that no longer requires proof, only presence. A new purpose. As spiritual experiences integrate, a new purpose begins to emerge, not one rooted in the relentless search for answers, but in living as your most authentic self. This purpose doesn't arrive with a grand banner. Instead, it reveals itself in small, daily choices that align intention with action. It's as if your inner truth has finally found a way to express itself in the external world, and every step you take reflects that authenticity. Spirituality stops being something to achieve and becomes a natural way of being, effortlessly inspiring and transformative. This new path involves serving the world in a quieter, yet profoundly meaningful way. The mission now is both simple and profound: live in alignment with your truth and help others discover theirs. It's like planting seeds without needing to see the fruit right away. You trust that the harvest will come in its own time. This purpose marks a shift from doing to being, where truth is no longer something to seek but something to embody, moment by moment. Heightened sensitivity. As spiritual awakening deepens, your sensitivity to energy, people, and environments increases dramatically. What once went unnoticed now becomes crystal clear, as if the invisible layers of reality have been unveiled. This heightened sensitivity, while powerful, can feel overwhelming at first. Even being in an emotionally charged environment may leave you drained. It's during this phase that you realize the importance of cultivating a sacred space within, a refuge where you can recharge and protect your energy. Additionally, your ability to sense others' emotions and intentions becomes more acute. It's as if the veil between the physical and spiritual worlds has thinned, allowing you to feel more than you hear and intuit more than you see. This sensitivity isn't a weakness, it's a powerful tool for navigating the world with greater empathy and compassion. However, it requires discernment, learning to recognize what energy is yours and what belongs to others. This is when spiritual practice becomes more refined, focusing on strengthening your inner core so that external energies don't disrupt the hard-won peace within. Returning to normal. After the storm of spiritual transformation, life may seem to return to normal, but nothing is truly the same. Familiar routines continue, but something subtle has shifted within. It's like rewatching a movie you've seen before but noticing new details you had missed. This return to normal isn't a step backward, it's a sign that the spiritual lessons have taken root. Wisdom now expresses itself through everyday life, and true spiritual practice unfolds in the simplicity of daily moments, washing dishes, walking down the street, or listening to someone with genuine attention. This new normal carries an invisible lightness, where even challenges feel less burdensome because you now understand that every experience offers an opportunity to grow. Your ability to stay centered in the midst of chaos becomes the greatest achievement of this journey. The quest for enlightenment dissolves, replaced by deep acceptance of who you are, both your light and your shadow. Living in harmony with this truth becomes a sacred act, no matter the circumstances. And it's in this state of being that you realize awakening never truly ends, it simply reveals itself in ever subtler ways. The profound transformation that follows spiritual awakening is like a delicate dance between the old and the new, teaching you to walk gracefully along the bridges connecting these two worlds. Understanding that spirituality isn't a goal to reach but an ongoing state of presence brings a new level of balance and clarity. The journey doesn't end, it unfolds moment by moment, inviting you to live with authenticity and purpose. Instead of ready-made answers, you now carry the ability to ask the right questions and discover that all the answers lie within you. Now it's your turn. How can you apply this knowledge in your life? What are you waiting for to explore this new awareness and embrace your true self? Share your experiences, let your voice be heard. Every story matters, and every lesson inspires. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to keep diving deeper into this journey of self-discovery. The next step is always right in front of you. All you need to do is take the first one.